Hey y'all, welcome back to Withlacoochee River Outdoors. It's the day after Memorial Day. I hope you guys had a wonderful time with your family and friends. I'd like to give a special thanks to our veterans and our servicemen and women. God bless you and thank you for your service. All right, y'all, today we're gonna make some snacks for our upcoming fishing trip. Gonna do some boiled peanuts real quick. I'm gonna show you an easy recipe. All you need is peanuts, water, and salt. All right, let's get to it. All right, y'all, we're gonna cook these peanuts in a pressure cooker to speed up the process. My sweet wife Lisa already pre-washed them for us. Just make sure you scrub them real good and get all the sand and dirt off of them. Might be some leaves or something in there. You don't wanna put that in your pot when you're boiling them. All right, y'all, we need a half a cup of salt. Pour it right over the peanuts. We're gonna stir it up later. All right, now we're gonna fill it up with water. I don't like to fill it all the way up since it's in a pressure cooker. You just wanna cover them. All right, that'll work. All right, y'all, we're using fresh green peanuts for this peanut bowl. You just drop the pot down in there, put the lid on it, lock it down. Let's see what I set it on last time. Menu, beans. Level 8. And start. All right, it's going to build up the heat and it's going to seal this little pressure gauge here, and that little red pin will pop up. You know it's begun cooking. It usually on this setting takes about 30-35 minutes. The last batch I did was just a little bit, not tough, but a little bit firm. I like my peanuts a little bit softer, so we're gonna check them in a minute. And after it's done, we'll check the softness, and we might add a couple minutes to it. All right, we'll see y'all in a minute. All right, y'all, these peanuts have been cooking for a good hour now. Let's release the pressure here. All right, we're good to go. Let's take the lid off. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Those look much better. Let's stir these peanuts up. Some of these juicy ones up here on top. All right, let's get a couple out to test. Make sure this shell isn't hard as a rock. All right, I'm gonna let them cool off for a couple seconds and I'm gonna give it a taste. Be right back. made it home. Thank you, Jesus. All right, y'all, let these peanuts go for another 30 minutes while I went and got the tractor. Let's check them out. Let's relieve the pressure. All right, they're good. Take the lid off. Oh boy. That's what they're supposed to look like. Let's get a couple to test out. All right, y'all, let's get these peanuts out and put the second batch on. Had to change clothes, put on my working clothes. It's a good mess right there. If y'all never tried boiled peanuts before, you're missing out. Ought to give it a try. Doesn't cost that much. Easy to prepare. Some nice little snack. And they're just right after 1.5 hours of cooking. I'll let them soak for another 30 minutes. Might use just a little bit less salt next time. They wasn't as salty last time, but they're not too bad. I just like a little bit less salt. All right, y'all, it's a good mess right there. That's one batch. Let's get number 2 going. All right, y'all, we got batch number 2 going. There's not as many this time. I only put about 1/4 cup of salt in it this time. Stir them up real good. Get that salt melted. Get this lid.
Hey, where them hot boiled peanuts at, boy?